Okay, favourite show and why? I don't really have one favourite show. I have a few that I always come back to. I put them up on the screen so you can see all of them. I like them all for pretty much the same reason. I like the art style mostly in all of them. That always keeps me engaged. I like the comedic value in all of them. Studio Ghibli's a little bit different with like comedy to the rest of them, but it does have funny moments and it has cute things that always bring me back. But yeah, I just enjoy something because it's funny or I like the art style. I absolutely loved Arcane because the animation was just incredible. I've never seen animation like it, and I don't know if many other studios can really pull that off, but they did a fantastic job with it and I really loved it, and I still do. I've watched it so many times and I might watch it again now that I'm talking about it. But yeah, those are my favourite shows. There are many things that have inspired my current art style. I don't actually have one set art style. I can draw in different ways. It really depends what I'm doing. So like for my animation classes, if I need to draw in a specific style, I'm able to do that because I'm not set on one style. I think my natural art style kind of came around when I was around 16 and I was just drawing at school, like whenever I had the chance. I've been drawing my whole life, but you know, like when you're a child, your drawings, they're a bit different to now, how I draw now. But I think drawing my entire life probably definitely led me to the way I draw now. Other things, TV shows, watching other artists on YouTube or Instagram, that definitely has had an impact on me. Because I would watch their techniques, the way they do things, and I kind of just apply the same thing. It's not exactly the same, like I am able to keep my own authentic style while still applying all their techniques to my drawings. I think looking at illustrations, like books, children's books, I read a lot of children's books when I was younger. I was actually homeschooled, so there were a lot of books. I was homeschooled until I was about 10, and then I joined school. But yeah, the books that we had while my mum was teaching me, we had so many illustrations in all of them. And I think all of that led me to be able to draw the way I can now, because in a way I think that taught me to be able to imagine things the way I can. So that was definitely a huge impact on me because we had the ability to just be creative. There were no limitations. We could create whatever we wanted. We would create with Play-Doh, with paint, with anything. Like we had textures, like like stuffing that goes in plushies. We were able to use them to make clouds. We were able to experiment with so many different things back then. So I think all of that gave me the creativity I needed to be able to look and apply what I see. Let's think, what else? I did take art lessons in secondary school. So when I was about 13 to 19, I took art classes as a part of the school curriculum. Most of that was still life drawing. There was some portrait drawing. There wasn't much in the way of being creative, like how I could draw a character. We couldn't really do that, but we learned to be creative through other means. So I got to experiment with different materials and different layouts. So I think that definitely did contribute as well. And then now I'm in college doing animation and illustration, and I have these life drawing lessons once a week, and they're about 4 hours, 5 hours each class. And as a part of that module, we have to keep a sketchbook where we do loose drawings. Like they don't have to be perfect. If anything, we're encouraged to not do perfect drawings in this sketchbook. It's supposed to be very experimental and drawing what we see, rather than focusing on perfection and making a perfect image, which is something I would have always done before college. Now I just draw. I'm just very free and loose with what I do. I don't have any expectations or any, well, I do, but I don't hold as much pressure on myself as I used to. So, since starting first year of art, I have been able to relax with my drawings. I've been able to do what I would like to do, which then encouraged me to just draw without needing 100 different references, 100 different artists on the spot to look at. I could just draw something from my head. It didn't have to be perfect. I think that is something very, very big that led to the way I draw now. I was looking at my portfolio that I made to get into the course, and the way I drew them, it was completely different to the way I draw now. Like, they were so much more stiffer and very, very detailed, whereas I think I headed into detail way too early when I was drawing before, whereas now I'll take my time and I'll draw something multiple times over if I have to. I don't rush into it anymore. I just draw loosely and slowly work up to the way I want to show this image. So, yeah, lots of different things that impacted me throughout my life, like games, TV shows, books, classes, and just being encouraged to be creative, I think, is what led me to the way I draw now. So, my diabetic journey so far, I'm going to do another video on that at some point in the future, because it's a very, very long topic. But as you can see here, my blood sugar is chaotic. It goes low whenever I do something. I'm kidding, it doesn't go low all the time. Just here, I was using a lot of energy painting, so it dropped low. And you can actually see that when I got shaky while I was doing the lines. I suddenly got really hesitant and couldn't draw with the same confidence. That's kind of how I figured that I was low there. But yeah, I will do another video on that later on, I think, because it's a really long topic and it's probably one I would have to plan out more than I have with this one. So yeah, keep an eye out for that.